Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Chemistry Made Simple for NEET. This is Dr. Radha Subramaniam with a PhD in Chemistry. So already within next few couple of days or months, NEET 2022 is approaching fast. So I hope all of you are watching the videos and preparing yourself, doing your self studies, revising everything so that you get a dream seat for MBBS this year. Today we are going to continue with chemical bonding and molecular structure part 2. Already I have uploaded part 1 for all of you. Those who haven't watched the video can watch it and then continue with the present concept. Okay, now we will start with examples of ionic bond. What is ionic bond? We already learned that metals have a tendency to donate electrons in their valence shell to complete the inert gas structure or to achieve inert gas configuration. So when they do that, by donating electrons they form ions. Meanwhile, non-metals will accept accept electrons to complete their octet and form negative ions, whereas metals will donate electrons to form positive ions. So an ionic bond, that is positive ion, is formed by metals and negative ions are formed by non-metals, and they will combine together forming a bond which is known as ionic bond. For example, we have got NaCl here. What is the bonding scheme in NaCl? You can see Na, sodium. What is the atomic number of sodium? It is 11. So accordingly, how can you write the electronic configuration? 2, 8 and 1. 2 plus 8, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. So 1 electron is in their outermost shell. So what sodium can do is either it can give away that 1 electron or receive 7 more electrons, but more energy is needed and it is very difficult to accept 7 more electrons to form an octet. Instead, sodium will donate this 1 electron and form a positive. If it donates 1 electron, 1 plus charge, 1 ion, 1 plus ion is formed. If it, suppose any metal will, if it donates 2 electrons, then 2 plus ions are formed. Here sodium will donate 1 electron, or 1 electron is removed from the valence electron is removed from the outer shell of sodium. Whereas chlorine atomic configuration is 17, it is 287. So chlorine needs 1 more electron to complete that octet. So what chlorine does is it takes that 1 electron from sodium, whereas sodium forms Na plus and chlorine will accept 1 more electron. See, 8 electrons are here now and forming negative ion. So that is how sodium chloride is formed. Similarly, you can see the formation of magnesium oxide, calcium chloride and all that. In magnesium also there are 2 valence electrons are there. For oxygen 6 valence electrons are there. So 2 electrons are given by magnesium to oxygen forming 2 plus ions, whereas oxygen will receive these 2 electrons forming 2 minus ions, forming MgO, that is magnesium oxide compound. Now CaCl2, calcium chloride. Calcium has got 2 electrons in the outermost shell, whereas chlorine, each of the chlorine needs 1 more electron to complete that octet. So each of the chlorine receive 1 electron each from calcium. So Ca2 plus is formed and chlorine, this will form 1 minus ion, this will form 1 minus ion. So Ca2 plus and chlorine 2 minus calcium chloride compound is formed. I hope you understood the formation of ionic bond clearly, the concept. Okay, fine. Now we will see the properties of ionic compounds. So what is the physical nature of ionic compounds? All the ionic compounds, they are all solids and that is in the form of crystals, and mostly it is hard. Why? Strong electrostatic force of attraction exists in these compounds between oppositely charged ions. That is why the structure will be closely packed and the compounds are generally brittle, and what happens when you subject it to pressure and stress, it will break into pieces. That is the crystal lattice of sodium chloride is already, we have seen it already. What about the melting and boiling points? So ions in the ionic compounds, they are closely held together by strong force of attraction. The ionic compounds are crystalline in nature, and more amount or considerable lots of energy is needed to break the close packed structure. So both melting and boiling points will be high. Now you can see the structure of sodium chloride crystal. See, this is a crystal, and you can see when you scan it with an electron microscope, which shows the pure salt or sodium chloride, which it is recrystallized from distilled water, and the crystal is built up of cubic lattice of sodium ion and chloride ion. Okay, now already we saw the bond formation of NaCl. This is a representation, already I have explained it before. And now we will move on to covalent bond. Mainly ionic is one type of bond, whereas ionic bond is formed by losing or gaining of electron, whereas covalent bond is formed by just sharing of electrons, and it is always formed between only two non-metals, whereas ionic bond is formed between a metal and a non-metal. See hydrogen. Hydrogen has got one electron and it needs one more electron to complete the octet. So, two hydrogen atoms will share one pair of electrons or two electrons to form covalent bond or H2 molecule. Okay, H single bond. See, if one pair of electron is shared, we put one line, which means a single bond. If two electron pairs are shared, we put two lines, that we read it as double bond. Now, chlorine, between two chlorine atoms also double covalent bond is formed. See, 7 electrons are here in the outermost shell for both the chlorine atoms. So, these two chlorine atoms will share these pair of electron, and see, this is the covalent bond or the bonding system of chlorine atom. And you can see between hydrogen and chlorine also covalent bond is formed, and here see hydrogen and one electron in the valence shell, whereas chlorine has got 7 electrons, needs one more electron. So, H and Cl will combine together. This is bonding pair. Okay, we call this as bonding pair and see this as lone pair of electron. Okay, bonding pair is the one which participates in the chemical bonding, whereas lone pair remains as such. Now, see, we will give a definition for covalent bonding. The chemical bond formed by sharing of electrons between two atoms in such a way that each atom in the resultant molecule will get stable electronic arrangement of inert gas like chlorine, HCl, CH4, CO2, N2, C2, H2, etc. And the covalent bond, as I said, is always formed between two non-metals like water, H2O, hydrogen and oxygen are non-metals, oxygen, two oxygen atoms, methane, CH3, these are all examples. Now, why do atoms bond together? What is the need for that? First purpose is to attain stability, because without bonding scheme, the atoms are not stable, because they tend to participate in the reaction, losing and gaining electrons. Once they are bound together in a bond, they will be very stable. And another reason is to complete the octet, then to form molecules and to get noble gas configuration. So, important points these 4, just try to remember all this. Okay, now we will see about the covalent bond in homoatomic molecule. Suppose if atoms participating in the covalent bond formation, if they are same type, then we call it homoatomic molecules. Like a hydrogen has electronic configuration 1 and only one valence electron, so it needs one more electron to achieve 2 electron gas configuration structure, which is that of helium. So, both hydrogen atom will share one electron pair, and see, this shows this is the covalent bond. Actually, we write it like H single bond H. So, covalent bond has formed a hydrogen molecule, structural formula is HH, molecular formula is H2. So, structural formula is different from molecular formula, the way of writing it, do remember that. Okay, now with that chemical bonding, it is a very easy topic to learn, and you get many questions from here, which is really easy for you to learn. So, I will be uploading certain tricks also for you to learn easily, so that when some questions come for NEET from all these portions, without wasting time, you will be able to easily answer those questions. Also, I will be uploading more interviews with my previous batch students who got admission for MBBS, because they are all busy with the internal exams, and so I approached some of them. So, they are happy to share their experiences with you. I will be uploading it shortly, and thanks for watching my video. Always, like I tell you all, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends as well, and please do support us. Thanks for watching the video.